Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. So happy to have you here today. It is the new year of 2023 as it pertains to the Gregorian calendar, but Happy New Year anyway. Let's take a deep breath. Hold it at the top. Let it out. Let's do one more. So I hope that felt good. Felt good for me. So the past few days have been gloriously warm. We had over the Christmas holiday unusually freezing temperatures with a wind chill of minus 30. It was more than unusual and definitely more cold than I'm used to here in eastern Pennsylvania, and we're used to cold. But the last few days have been unseasonably warm, and what I love. Sunshine, you can wear like something like this outside and feel fine. So I was outside doing some exercise and walking around, just like taking in the nature that I feel like I need so badly after being cooped up. And I found an old stump on our property and what I believe to be turkey tail mushroom. And I have a friend who was able to corroborate. She is more experienced with mushrooms than I am, and I haven't had very many videos here at all about mushrooms. I did collect chicken of the woods one year and did a short clip, but turkey tail has been coming up for me when I do my herb cards, which I have in some of my videos. And so when I found this massive stump of all these turkey tails just going down the side, and I'm going to have a clip in here so you can see, I was really excited. So before I go any further about turkey tail and how to make the tincture, and I'm going to show you how and what it's good for, please take a moment to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment. Please comment down below. I love your comments. Also check out my description down below. I have my link tree, which links to everything that is me, and that includes my newsletter. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, I give you a free ebook on making herbal tea, something I wrote. And also I have my home herbalist course, which I launched last April. And my first group of students is going to be finished and graduate in the beginning of February. And I will be starting another round, which I'm calling Community Herbalist. This first round was called Advanced Home Herbalist. So if you're interested in training with me, please leave a message, send me a message in my contacts, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Turkey tail mushroom. I feel like I need to move back. So the information I'm sharing with you is from this book, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies by Dr. Nicole Lepelian, and I like her quite a bit. So turkey tail. Let's first start with some identification. I showed you a clip of the tree stump, and I have had this turkey tail drying since yesterday, and it's already started to kind of like crumble, not crumble, but like curl inwards. So here we go. Turkey tail is known for the rings. It's a little fuzzy here. And the rings are brown, tan, dark brown. On the tree stump, some of them even looked bluish and green. The outer edge of turkey tail is white, and then it goes to the underside that is white. And this looks more tan than white now that it's drying. When it was fresh picked, the tan color looked more white. So it's already kind of curling in and drying. The big significant difference with turkey tail versus a look-alike that you shouldn't eat is that the white underside has pores, basically pores like you know that you would see on your skin. These little kind of like grooves where some mushrooms have total smoothness with no grooves, no pores. So I'm hoping you can see that. There are pores underneath. And that is how you tell the difference. Let me see if I can just share from the book here. Okay, they like fallen, decaying oak and maple, as far as I know. And I think it was an oak tree. So the bands can be black, brown, tan, blue, gray, red, white, even orange. Sometimes they will look orange. And I think that's more in the fall. Now that it's kind of, well, it is winter, there wasn't so many orange, bright colors. The edges of the cap form wavy ripples. And let's see, the cap of the turkey tail mushroom is velvety or fuzzy, thin and flexible. It has pores on the underside that evenly spread out. They do not have gills. The wavy growing edges are white or nearly white. So gills are a lot different than pores, and I would urge you to look up the difference between a gill and a pore. So Dr. Apelian says that wild mushrooms improperly identified can make you very ill. So you always want to be careful and have someone who has knowledge help you, or send loads of pictures and have someone help identify if they're not with you in person. Turkey tail mushrooms are nutritious and full of vitamins and minerals. She has in her book that she uses turkey tail in a tincture, and she uses this daily. It has nutrients, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory components that help the immune system. It is very strong as an antiviral. It fights cancer and supports cancer patients. I'm going to bring the book in front of me so I'm not turning so much, because the properties in turkey tail can kill cancer cells and tumors. It supports the immune system for someone undergoing chemotherapy. It strengthens the immune system, helps your body fight disease, and protects the body from additional infections. And so I'm not going to read this whole section on that, but I find that information very interesting. And as an herbalist, there are not a lot of herbs that we can say that so freely about. So I'm happy to share that information here with mushrooms. Turkey tail mushrooms fight, all kinds of infections, bacteria, human papilloma virus, HPV. Shingles, herpes. I even have in my other book, my Plant Spirit Oracle book, that it is useful and helpful for AIDS, fighting AIDS. She has that here in this book as well. And how does that work? It stimulates interferon production, and the probable mechanism of turkey tail for HIV is via the inhibition of the binding of HIV to lymphocytes. Lymphocyte depletion is the cause of the acquired immunodeficiency in AIDS. So very interesting for that reason. Diabetes, turkey tail mushroom helps lower levels of glucose in the bloodstream, beneficial for blood sugar levels, reduces inflammation, chronic inflammatory diseases, all kinds of inflammation in the body. Candida, even though it is a fungal food, a fungal medicine, it reduces candida, which is in overgrowth, is harmful to the body. And it goes on more and more. Turkey tail mushrooms are considered very safe. There are no known side effects, but it is always good to consult with a medical professional. So my experience with turkey tail is rather limited. I have enjoyed turkey tail and other mushrooms in blends that I have in my own personal apothecary. I do not make medicine at this point with mushroom. However, if this turkey tail tincture goes well, I will be thinking of adding that to my Etsy shop. So look out for that in the near future. Okay, so making tinctures is very easy, and I have many videos on tincture making, and you've hopefully watched them. I'm here. So what I'm going to do is take my mushrooms that have been drying for 24 hours, and whenever I make herbs from something I freshly picked, or make tinctures from something I freshly picked, I let it wilt for at least 4 hours before turning it into a tincture. So I'm going to take the turkey tail here, put it in this used honey jar that is washed and sanitized. Just going to add this in, and I have a strong desire to add rose hips to this formula here, and so I'm going to add a handful of rose hips, maybe a little bit more rose hips. And when I make tinctures, I usually go, I'm going to bend down. I usually go about a little less than halfway with my herb, and then fill up with vinegar because, or alcohol, whatever I'm using. The herb will swell. And so if I fill the jar all the way, there is so much swelling that it just takes up so much of the space, and you don't need that much herb. If you want it stronger, after you set the tincture aside for 2 weeks and you strain it, you can then put the strained liquid back in a jar and add more herbs and do it again to make the tincture a second batch. There's a special word for that, I think, but I don't remember what it's called. Now I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. Covering everything up, and I do not like to use apple cider vinegar with the mother when I make my tinctures because they get too funky after a short period of time. The tinctures that are made with heated apple cider vinegar last longer, and I don't want to be throwing out my tinctures. So then I like this jar because it has a really coated lid. Ball jars have those metal rings and the metal lids, and apple cider vinegar can corrode the metal quickly, so I use other jars, or I put a piece of wax paper in between. So I'm going to agitate, shake, and I want to label the jar. I'm going to do that real quickly. Okay, so I have labeled my jar with the herbs, apple cider vinegar, the date, and I often put, like, if it is my plant or one I collected, where I collected it, when it was harvested, and I put that on the label too. I'm going to shake one more time, and this is going on a sunny windowsill for 2 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below if you haven't, and come back again soon.